Have you ever thought that once your data is in the cloud, it's completely secure? That the cloud provider takes care of everything for you? Well, that's one of the biggest misconceptions in cloud computing. In reality, cloud security is not handled by just one side, it's a shared effort, and understanding who is responsible for what can make the difference between a secure system and a costly data breach. Welcome to Bluehat Cybersec Academy. So, let's start by understanding what the cloud shared responsibility model actually is. It's a framework that divides security responsibilities between the cloud provider and the customer. Major cloud providers like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform follow this model to make security responsibilities clear and transparent. In simple terms, the cloud provider secures the infrastructure, while the customer secures what they put in the cloud. Think of it like renting an apartment. The landlord is responsible for the building's structure, plumbing, and electricity. But you, as the tenant, are responsible for locking your door, managing your belongings, and ensuring your own safety inside. Now let's talk about the cloud provider's side, what we call security of the cloud. Cloud providers are responsible for protecting the infrastructure that runs all cloud services. They secure physical data centers, including buildings, servers, and storage devices, using surveillance, strict access controls, and environmental protections. They manage hardware and infrastructure like physical servers, networking equipment, and storage systems, handling maintenance, upgrades, and fault tolerance. They also secure the virtualization layer, including hypervisors and technologies that run virtual machines, ensuring proper isolation between different customers' workloads. And they maintain core cloud services like databases, storage, and compute infrastructure, making sure everything stays available, resilient, and reliable. So overall, the provider ensures that the cloud itself is secure, stable, and always available. Now let's shift to your side, what we call security in the cloud. As a customer, you are responsible for how you use the cloud. That includes protecting your data by encrypting sensitive information, managing access, and ensuring proper backups and recovery strategies. You also handle identity and access management, defining roles and permissions, enforcing least privilege, and managing authentication methods like passwords and multi-factor authentication. In many cases, especially in infrastructure as a service environments, you are responsible for operating systems and applications, patching and updating systems, securing APIs, and fixing vulnerabilities in your code. You also configure your network by setting up firewalls, security groups, and traffic rules to control access to your resources. And finally, you are responsible for compliance and governance, making sure you meet regulations like GDPR, HIPAA, or PCI DSS, while monitoring logs and auditing activities. In simple terms, anything you deploy, configure, or control in the cloud is your responsibility. Now here's something important. Your level of responsibility actually changes depending on the cloud service model you use. In infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, like virtual machines on AWS or Azure, the provider handles hardware, networking, and virtualization, while you handle the operating system, applications, data, and configurations. This means you have the most control, but also the most responsibility. In platform as a service, or PaaS, the provider manages the infrastructure and runtime environment, while you focus on your applications and data, so your responsibility is reduced compared to IaaS, but still significant. And in software as a service, or SaaS, such as email or CRM platforms, the provider manages almost everything: application, infrastructure, and runtime, while you mainly handle your data and user access. This gives you the least responsibility, but your role is still critical for protecting data and access. So why does all of this matter so much? Because misunderstanding this model is one of the biggest causes of cloud security failures. Some common mistakes include assuming the provider handles all security, misconfiguring storage like public buckets, using weak IAM policies that lead to unauthorized access, and failing to monitor and log activity. Even though the provider secures the infrastructure, most cloud breaches happen because of customer misconfigurations. To stay secure, there are some best practices you should always follow. Understand your responsibilities by reviewing your provider's documentation. Use strong IAM policies by enforcing least privilege and enabling multi-factor authentication. Encrypt your data both at rest and in transit, and manage your encryption keys securely. Monitor and log activity, and regularly review audit logs. Patch and update systems to fix vulnerabilities, and perform regular security audits and compliance checks. Let's make this even more real with a simple example. Imagine you store sensitive customer data in a cloud storage bucket. The cloud provider ensures that the storage system itself is secure and available. But if you accidentally configure that bucket to be public, that's your responsibility. And just like that, your sensitive data could be exposed. This shows how even small misconfigurations can lead to major security incidents. So now that you've seen how responsibilities are divided, let me ask you this. Are you fully securing your side of the cloud? Or are there gaps you might not have noticed yet? The cloud shared responsibility model is a fundamental concept in cloud security. It clearly defines who is responsible for what, helping organizations avoid confusion and reduce risks. Cloud providers secure the infrastructure, but customers must secure their data, applications, and configurations. By understanding and properly implementing your responsibilities, you can build a secure, compliant, and resilient cloud environment. At the end of the day, cloud security is a shared effort, but your role is just as critical as the provider's. Now here's a quick challenge for you. Who is responsible for securing the physical data centers in the cloud? In an IaaS model, who is responsible for patching the operating system? And here's a tricky one. Why do misconfigurations by customers lead to most cloud breaches? Think about these questions and drop your answers in the comments. We'd love to see how you're thinking about cloud security. And if this helped you better understand your role in cloud security, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Bluehat Cybersec Academy. And don't forget to check out our cloud security playlist, where we break down complex cloud concepts into simple, practical lessons, so you can stay secure, informed, and ahead in your cloud journey.